Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good day to my panel, Dr. Muhammad bin Maslan and Muhammad Nur Asri bin Saadud. My name is Muhammad Amirul Amin bin Muhammad ZAIDI. Nama cik kenapa is B0919102333. Today I would like to present about my project. The title is Strength Analysis of the Car Chassis with Hole Due to Corrosion Patch by Welding with Metal. In this slide, They have an introduction, problem statement, objective, project scope, literature review, and methodology. First, introduction. A chassis is an interior structure that holds the entire vehicle together and provides structural support. A chassis is the basic core of a machine, providing strength to the body and supporting all of the machine's components. Chassis is a comprehensive framework for a body that takes the cost of the stresses during serious accident and costly recall. The chassis structure must be able to secure hold the weight of the vehicle component as well as transfer load resulting from longitudinal, lateral, and vertical acceleration seen in a racing environment. Problem statement. The first problem statement is a corroded chassis is very dangerous to keep in use because its strength is of course different from the strength plan in the design. Second, replacing a rusty chassis with a new one would be very expensive. So, the cheapest way that we can be done is to patch the rusty part with another plate by the welding method. And the strength of this patch chassis is unknown, so how well is compared to the original instead chassis. The objective of this project is first, modeling the car chassis framework. Second, to analyze the strength of the corroded car chassis with patch by welding with metal. And lastly, to analyze the corroded car chassis is safe to use or not. For the project scope, first, analyze the strength of leather type of car chassis. Second, analyze the car chassis by using alloy steel material. And lastly, the software that used to analyze is ANSYS. For the part literature review, there are 4 parts. First, type of car chassis, ANSYS software, material design for car chassis, and type of welding. Type of car chassis. Leather frame. This is commonly used in automotive industry. This chassis frame is designed in the style of a leather and with 4 long pieces of material connected together by shorter section to maintain the 4 long pieces parallel to each other and produce a leather-like structure. Next, monocoque. Monocoque means single shell or single hull in French. This is known as a unibody framework because of its structure shape. Automatic shell created by combining the chassis and frame into a single structure. And because of various benefits it's provided over the other, it is now the most often chosen chassis. Next, backbone type, also known as a backbone tube chassis. The design is similar to that to the body on a frame type. This one features a strong tube-like backbone that joins the front and back suspension section. Then a body is constructed on top of it. Next, space type, a type of chassis that different from monocoque and unibody frame in that it does not rely on body panel for structural purpose. It's constructed by putting together a geometric design of lightweight, stiff, truss-like structure. And lastly, combination type. Chassis structure that is constructed by merging 4 different types of chassis construction. And this sort of chassis construction is often employed in automotive since it allows a great deal of flexibility while also reinforcing the vehicle structures, resulting in a stronger chassis. And for the ANSYS software, it's create and market CAE or Multi-Physics Engineering Simulation software for product design, testing, and operation. And ANSYS also is a tool that allows you to see how a product will operate in a variety of scenarios without having to create test product or do a crash testing. And for the material for car chassis, the first material is steel. Steel a preferred material for fabricating vehicle chassis. Steel is readily available and the equipment necessary to manage is also simple. There are a variety of steel grades that may be utilized for the ship preparation of automotive bodywork. The next material is low carbon mild steel. The material quality are better suitable for several applications than those of iron. Low carbon steel comprise between 0.05 to 0.32%, which makes it malleable and ductile. The only problem is that it leaves the core brittle. The next material is aluminium alloy. Aluminium has both strength and lightness characteristics. Aluminium has secure place in chassis construction, despite being much more expensive than steel and more difficult to deal with. It is less susceptible to corrosion compared to steel. The last part is type of welding. The first type is resistance spot welding. At the connection between two components, heat is created to form a weld. Electric current is supplied with control force and time in way to construct heat. The produced heat stays between the component and the electrode, causing the metal to melt in the target position. The molten metal solidified by welding two components permanently. The next type is gas metal arc welding, also known as a metal inert gas welding. The consumable electrode and inert gas supply compose the welding gun. Arc is triggered when the gun is located closer to the workpiece with an air or gap. This arc melts the electrode into the weld pole between the two components to be properly joined. An inert gas shield is formed using the welding gun inert gas supply to protect the weld from atmospheric contamination. Methodology. This is my flowchart, beginning with start, and then next to the problem statement, objective and research, and next familiarization with ANSYS software. Next, model generate on ANSYS, and then simulation on ANSYS. Next step is get the result. If yes, we go through to the data analysis. If the result is not, go back to the model generation and ANSYS. Familiarization with ANSYS. Learn and study how to use generate and simulate on ANSYS. Model generate of ANSYS. Design the part of original car chassis and repair car chassis patch with metal. Import the design into ANSYS. And lastly, simulation in ANSYS. Choose the material. Insert the material properties of the material of car chassis and run the simulation. Lastly, data and analysis. From the result, the data were analyzed in terms of total deformation, volume stress, maximum shear force, and maximum principal force. Compare the result between the original chassis and the repaired chassis. That's all for today.